Chosen one, I am so glad you are here today, because there is a specific frequency in the air that you need to hear. They thought they had finally finished you off, didn't they? They whispered behind your back, they plotted in the shadows, and they truly believed that when they buried you under those layers of lies, you would stay down forever. But what they failed to realize is that you are not a victim, you are a seed. When they tried to cover you up, they were actually planting you into the very soil that would facilitate your greatest growth. They laughed as they walked away, feeling a false sense of victory, but the universe was watching every single move. Even in the deepest parts of that grave they dug for you, your light never went out. It just started to transform, gathering the strength it needed to break through the surface and reclaim the truth. This wasn't just a random series of unfortunate events or a run of the mill heartbreak that time eventually heals. No, this was something much more calculated. This was an unfolding of justice that has been long overdue. You were betrayed by someone you trusted, someone you let into your inner sanctum, only for them to push you aside like you meant nothing. They left you to deal with the emotional wreckage and the heavy lifting of healing all by yourself, while they strutted away with a smile, acting as if they had won a grand prize. But here is the secret they never expected. When you mess with someone whose life is backed by universal order, you aren't just fighting a person. You are fighting an entire system of balance that refuses to stay quiet when things are out of alignment. Imagine for a second that someone decided to set fire to your entire life, and then had the audacity to stand there and act like they were just soaking in the warmth of the flames. That is exactly what your ex did to you. They didn't just walk away, they tried to wreck your peace, turn your friends against you, and then, in the ultimate act of manipulation, they played the victim. They wanted the world to believe that you were the problem, while they were the saint who suffered. But energy is the one thing in this world that cannot lie. The universe doesn't let things slide, even if it seems like justice is taking its sweet time. Fire burns quickly, but the smoke has a way of sticking around, and right now, that smoke is drifting straight back to their front door. Reports are starting to surface now, and the whispers are growing louder as people begin to see the cracks in the story they sold. People are starting to talk, eyes are watching their every move, and the exits they thought were always open are starting to close one by one. There is a fascinating reality backed by observation. People who purposefully manipulate and betray others often find themselves caught in a loop of their own making. Statistics and studies often suggest that those who operate through deceit are significantly more likely to stumble into legal or moral traps, because lying becomes a second nature they can't turn off. When someone betrays another soul without a shred of guilt, they don't learn from their mistakes. They just dig their own hole deeper and deeper until they can no longer see the light of day. This is exactly where universal balance steps in, and it does not show mercy to those who thrive on the destruction of others. I want to thank you, Chosen One, for staying the course. If this message is hitting home for you today, take a second to hit that like and subscribe button so we can keep spreading this truth to those who need it. It is on all of us to keep this message alive in a world that is often drowning in noise and superficiality. Your energy, your resilience, and your story truly matter in the grand scheme of things. This isn't just a video to get you through the day. This is a movement, a shift in consciousness, and you are a vital part of it. So, let's get back into the heart of it, because the truth is closing in on them fast. This wasn't just some toxic fling or a simple case of a relationship that didn't work out. This was a professional hit job on your peace of mind. Your ex didn't just walk away with their head held high. They tried to systematically destroy your reputation. They didn't betray you in the quiet of the night. They made it a public spectacle. They joined forces with people who feed off gossip, negativity, and the downfall of others. They tried to turn your private pain into a form of entertainment, hoping that by dragging you down, they could somehow boost their own failing image. But you did something they never expected. You stayed still. You stayed quiet. You didn't give them the reaction they were starving for, and the universe took meticulous notes on every single interaction. Now, those notes have been compiled into a mountain of evidence that they can no longer ignore. See, when someone tries to bury you, what they are actually doing is digging their own grave. Every single lie they told, every twisted narrative they spun, and every move they made to turn your support system against you left a digital and energetic trail. There is a fingerprint in every message they sent, every fake conversation they started, and even in the things they bragged about behind closed doors. The universe is the ultimate collector of these scattered pieces, and it knows exactly how to bring them all together at the perfect moment to reveal the full picture of their deception. They thought they were being slick, but they were just leaving a map to their own downfall. There is a hard fact that most people don't want to face. A vast majority of manipulative individuals simply repeat the same tricks in every new relationship they enter. This means they didn't stop their behavior after they left you. They just moved on to fresh victims who hadn't seen their mask yet. But eventually, the patterns become too obvious to ignore. When enough people start smelling the smoke of their lies, someone is bound to go looking for the flames. This is why their energy feels so off lately, and why people in their life are starting to ask the questions they can't answer. Doors that used to open for them with a simple smile are now being locked tight. This isn't your paranoia talking. This is the law of cause and effect in full motion. They crossed someone with a clean heart, and in the spiritual realm, there is a heavy price for that kind of violation. You didn't have to seek revenge or lash out in anger. You didn't have to descend to their level just to prove a point. You simply chose to move on and focus on your own healing. And the moment you did that, the pendulum of balance came swinging back with incredible force. That is the fundamental way the universe operates. What eats at them even more than the exposure is the fact that you didn't break. They left you thinking you would be completely shattered, begging for them to come back and fix the mess they intentionally created. They expected to see a disaster when they checked in on you, but all they saw was growth. They stalked your social media, they asked mutual friends about you, and they waited for the news of your failure. But instead, they heard whispers of your rise. They saw you standing taller, looking healthier, and radiating a peace that they can never possess. This is why their guilt has become so loud and intrusive now. Nothing haunts a betrayer quite like the sight of the person they tried to ruin thriving without them. So, when the investigation into their character began, whether it was spiritual, emotional, or a real life consequence, it wasn't an accident. It was deserved. It was exactly on schedule. The universe doesn't always speak in thunderous displays. It speaks through patterns, and those patterns are currently circling them. Their charm is no longer working the magic it once did. The lies they used to tell with such ease are starting to crack under the slightest bit of scrutiny. The mask is slipping, and they are starting to sweat under the very same spotlight they once used to shame and humiliate you. Don't be surprised if they try to crawl back into your life with weak apologies or even more twisted stories where they pretend they were the ones who were hurt. That is the classic move of a person whose lies have finally caught up to them. But you must remember that you do not owe them a single thing. Not your time, not your energy, not your attention, and certainly not your forgiveness if they haven't earned it. The very second you chose silence over conflict, their karma began to roar. It is now in motion, and no amount of damage control or flying monkeys can save them from the fallout of their own actions. Chosen one, what you are feeling right now isn't a thirst for revenge. It is the sweet, heavy feeling of relief. That shift you feel in your chest, that sudden lightness you can't quite explain, is your confirmation. You aren't imagining that their world is falling apart. You aren't wrong for sensing the sudden weight on their side of the scale. When someone wrongs a chosen one, the universe becomes that person's shadow, watching and waiting for the right moment to balance the books. So, I want you to hold your head high today, keep your energy pure and your focus on your own path. While they are busy dodging questions, hiding from the truth, and trying to manage the fallout of their reputation, you are being lifted to new heights. While they are stuck in secret rooms explaining their behavior to anyone who will listen, your name is being mentioned in rooms you haven't even walked into yet. But this time it's for your strength and your character. This is the flip. This is the ultimate payback. This is karma. You didn't just recover from the blow they dealt you, you elevated far beyond the reach of their negativity. You didn't just survive the storm, you evolved into something they can no longer touch. The same person who mocked your silence is now being silenced by the deafening sound of their own collapse. Let the universe do what it does best. The truth is working tirelessly on your behalf, and I promise you, this is only the beginning of the restoration. Stay locked into your purpose, because your light has just revealed everything they tried to bury in the dark. Thank you for being right here, right where the truth could find you. What is coming next goes even deeper into the mechanics of this justice. We are about to uncover how their betrayal actually kicked off a chain reaction that they never saw coming. Don't go anywhere, because you won't want to miss this. If you have ever doubted the power of karma, get ready to watch it hit with a precision that is slow, sharp, and completely unapologetic. If you are ready for this level of exposure and truth, I want you to drop a 77 in the comments right now to signal that you are in alignment. If this message is hitting your soul and giving you the strength you need, feel free to fuel this mission with a super thanks. Every bit of support helps us keep the truth moving forward in a world that needs it. Now, let's open this up one piece at a time and look at the first major way they trapped themselves. Number 1, they laid the trap for you, but they are the ones who got stuck in it. The most dangerous mistake a person can make is thinking they can play games with people's lives and never get caught. This is especially true when the person they are messing with was built to survive every blow thrown their way. They laughed, didn't they? They thought they were so slick, playing you like a joke and tossing your love aside as if it were nothing but trash. They walked off feeling proud of their manipulation, but look at the situation now. The same person who tried to rewrite your life story with lies is being picked apart by people who don't miss a single detail. These aren't just emotional enemies they are facing. These are people who are trained to see through masks. They are dealing with individuals who don't fall for fake smiles, sweet talk, or the usual charm. These people are focused, sharp, and professional, and right now, they are walking through your ex's mess one piece at a time. Think about the irony of it all. The way your ex used to study you just to find your weaknesses and manipulate your feelings, that same level of intense attention is now being directed at them. But this time, it isn't about love or connection. It is entirely about exposure. This isn't karma whispering in a corner. This is justice kicking down the front door. All those shady moves they thought were hidden are coming to the surface. Every message they thought they deleted, every slick deal they thought no one saw, and every person they used and discarded is now being brought into the light. Their mask is cracking under the immense pressure of the truth. Let's make it very plain. They thought they were untouchable. They believed they were the masterminds pulling the strings while you were the one suffering in the dark. But the puppet master has officially become the puppet, and the strings are being yanked by powers much larger than them. They are panicking because they realize they no longer control the narrative. You might be wondering, why now? Why is everything finally catching up after all this time? It's because timing is a crucial part of the universal plan. The universe often waits until the moment a person feels the most safe, when they are settled, comfortable, and convinced they got away with it. That is exactly when the truth shows up to settle the debt. That is when the walls start closing in and the past starts screaming through the cracks they tried so hard to seal shut. They thought they could set a fire in your life and walk away without a single burn, but fire is not a loyal servant. It devours everything in its path, and now they are the ones choking on the smoke. There is a specific kind of sting in this process that hits much deeper than simple revenge ever could. They burned your trust and tried to ruin your reputation, but now they aren't even the main characters in their own lives anymore. They have been reduced to a file, a case, or a problem that needs to be solved by others. The people handling their situation don't care about their charm or their excuses. They only care about the facts. Your name has been cleaned of the dirt they threw on it, but their name is now under a scorching spotlight that is getting hotter with every passing second. That is the beauty of how the scales eventually balance themselves out. While they were out there celebrating what they thought was your breakdown, they were unknowingly setting the stage for their own downfall. Every move they made against you was another brick in the wall that is now trapping them. And now, chosen one, your only responsibility is to sit back, stay in your peace, and watch the truth do its work. This show is just getting started, and the resolution is going to be more powerful than you can imagine. They played with fire, and now they are finding out that the flames don't care who started them. The spark they used to try and burn your world down has lit the fuse to their own collapse. They couldn't crush your spirit, so they tried to go after your name instead. They used lies as fuel, hoping the smoke would be thick enough to blur the truth of who you are. But they overlooked one major thing: you are fire resistant. You walked through that blaze, tired and burned, yes, but still standing. While you were quietly rebuilding your life from the ashes, they kept throwing more fuel onto their own ego, convinced that karma was too slow to catch them. But karma doesn't need to rush when it knows exactly where the target is. It's not tapping gently on their shoulder anymore. It's tearing down the entire house they built on deception. Do you ever wonder why everything seems to be falling apart for them all at once? It's because the universe has a long memory. It has been collecting every single mask they wore and every fake story they told. What looked like random chaos from the outside was actually the perfect alignment of consequences. Truth is walking into the rooms where lies thought they had the final word. This is justice walking through the door they thought they had locked and bolted. If you feel this shift happening in your own life, drop "justice served" in the comments, because the very fire they tried to use to destroy you is now the fire they cannot outrun. Dear chosen ones, your strength and your presence inspire everything we do. If our efforts have touched your heart, you can show your support by clicking the super thanks button. Every bit of kindness helps us keep this light shining for the community. Now, let's get back to the truth. Number 2, their lies have officially turned into proof, and they are choking on the reality of it. You can outrun a rumor for a while, but you can't outrun a record. Truth doesn't wait for permission to show up. It breaks the door down when it's ready. They used to call your concerns drama, but now those concerns are called documented facts. Same mouth that twisted stories about you is now silent in every room that matters. Let's be very clear: you were never crazy, you were never too much, and you were never wrong about what you sensed. You were right the whole time, and they just weren't ready for a truth that left them with nowhere to hide. You tried to speak up, you tried to explain, and they laughed at you. They called you emotional and told everyone you were overreacting. But that truth is back now, and it's not coming as a story. It's coming as undeniable evidence. Imagine being mocked for your pain while someone tore your life apart, only to watch that same person squirm when faced with the proof they thought they erased. This is the part where karma shows up as documentation. They thought if they gaslit you hard enough, you would eventually doubt your own eyes. But you didn't just survive, you kept the receipts. You trusted your instincts, and while you were focused on healing, the truth was gathering strength behind the scenes. Lies move fast, but facts are heavy, and they don't go away. They worked so hard to paint you as unstable because they knew the truth you carried could shatter the illusion they lived behind. They tried to silence you to protect their image, but now your words, the ones they mocked, are being quoted, dated, and filed. Energy doesn't lie, and when enough people start feeling the same off energy from a person, the truth becomes undeniable. You might ask why it didn't happen sooner, but the truth takes its time to build a case that cannot be broken. It waits until the lie has built itself up so high that the inevitable fall breaks everything. They had so many chances to come clean and admit the damage they caused, but they chose to add more lies instead. Now, it's all crashing down at once, and it's always worse when the facade has been standing for too long. They built a castle out of sand, and the tide of truth has finally come in. They can cry, they can deny, and they can play the victim one last time, but it won't change the facts. This isn't about opinions anymore, it's about proof. You are being cleared of every false accusation without having to say a single word in your defense. This goes way beyond simple closure. This is justice on a level that doesn't require you to shout. You didn't have to fight dirty. You just had to hold on to your integrity. The lies that made you question yourself are now being picked apart by people who don't play games. This is your moment of alignment. Your pain is turning into power, and your silence has become the storm that is currently clearing your path. As we move forward, remember that you are being lifted while they are being held accountable. The universe doesn't bless betrayal, and it certainly doesn't reward those who try to destroy a soul sent to help them. You have earned this moment of peace not by seeking revenge, but by staying solid in who you are. Let the lies destroy themselves, and let their own words burn down the world they tried to build at your expense. You are free, chosen one. The truth has already done the heavy lifting for you.